corner. Tesone, Toshba, Tasara Ponta Bashinte. Opushon Goromba Bossiki. Russia, Ukraine. Gosh, this is all different. This Vatican. Russia, Ukraine. Kunne kanske kose kombo på chiquinto raka chicken pinte wa pente soropom patient. Well, por ejemplo, son patient is Saraceno. Well, Saraceno is sapen e chopron e sopareno and sopareno. Sopareno is Salabeno. And Salaweno is Solopashen and Solopashen is Solopashon the Pro. I say Toswen. Well, Toswen is Bushy Bushy Reno. Bushy Bushy Reno is unacceptable. Bushy Bushy Reno is $186 million. They think they said anywhere close to that much. That's a lot of money. It's like zero equitable dollars because the way they set the bank accounts up. I didn't set anything up like that. I saw it. I was like, that was smart. You're my wives. I can tell already. Kula kala filify. Ha. Excuse me. Anyhow, Ukraine is in with the Ukraine gonna stay Ukraine. I think I know. I know. The UN and NATO are not the same thing. Now remember that. NATO is out of their ever loving mind. Crazy good stuff. Terrifying place. I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't talking about it yet. Very big organization. Well, anyhow, Ukraine with the UN has something called a Statutorane Koshodane Delane out. And well, excuse me. Le che pushon copom e son pepeno e so prepeno e soprana e sopran. E sopran is Choprin and Choprin is Choprin and Choprin is Sawan. Well, if you go to Sawan and you go to the Ecuadorian province of Sawao or Shakrana is Sawan, you don't have to talk to the same person anymore. It's different, way better. It's the Ronche of the Storonos. As soon as the Storonos are built, all the people are going to go to the Storonos. It's easy. It's smart. It's not cartel at all. It's a business of collaboration. Cartel gangs are gone, I think. The Vatican don't want them. Everybody want to do the thing. They got over for bullshit getting. Here's the thing. The Vatican says a lot of stuff. They don't care if you're Catholic even really at all. Islamic, well, care a little bit more about that, really. But anyhow, didn't really care about that per se. Other than the fact that if you're not Islamic enough to do what we say about that life, and by we, they mean, frankly, Tosha Kanare Prokana is what it is. We made a deal, the Vatican made a deal about 2,000 years ago, 2,168 years ago. The Vatican made a deal. We are getting forced to, everybody been forcing people to honor dumbass deals. Well, guess what? The Vatican is going to force you to honor your actually reasonable deal. Being forced to honor it, supersede the Pope in all endeavors, which is fine with everyone. Frankly, that's nice. I like that. It's very important when there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dodeca coins involved. It's very important to us. I put my stats out yesterday about a wall. Wall location shall remain nameless. Black location, don't even know about. It's unheard of. People coming out with a crowbar, though, I could tell. I hate that for them. Harvard police looked me up. He said, "That's distinguished alum." Registered distinguished alumni. It looks like distinguished alumni car. The guy inside does not look like. We don't even know him. He looks. We already hate it. Tell it to leave, please. That's the whole thing on the radio. We hate it. Tell it to go away. I can tell it's here. Yeah, I can tell. Tell it to leave. Something. Hated me. Probably gonna try to rip my plaque off. Probably did. I hate that for them. Anyhow, getting back to it. Let me talk about Ukraine. Ukraine. The Ukraine and the Russian problem, there's not really a problem. They destroyed a bunch of warehouses and clandestinely operated mills and stuff. Real bad stuff. Bolshekana. That's what we call it. The Bunawana Palana gang. They call it the Bunawana Palana. They call it Bunamese Python gang. And subsidiaries. 2 to 6 targets remain in the area, and they're on a time crunch too because Ukraine want to go. No, I want to let's go to Gochana war for a lot of this stuff we're talking about now. And Ukraine wanted to. We don't give them out to everybody. It's got to be serious. They wanted. It's called a build a state. Just saying, it's called a state Tatari. Put in President Zelensky put in for a state Tatari to the UN. President Putin knows about it. President Putin had to be on the state Tatari because it's serious. It's a lot of money for a very serious thing. Russia's about out. We're going to stop bombing the fuck out of Russia real soon. I promise. Ukraine's almost done. They got a couple bunker busters that are coming in yet, so hold on. They're good. Let it go. Let it go. So we're going to rebuild stuff in Russia for Pfizer because right now Pillhouse is fussing it up bad. Was fussing it up bad. 3 factories in Russia at a former gulag. I'm not going to say the gulag right now because it affects things. Got to deal with Russia. Pfizer does through Sinaloa bottling. Myself. This is my job at Sinaloa bottling. I know that. So release the sanctions anytime now. Please. How we're going to build these factories for Mother Russia and the rest of the planet to run a lot of money into the economy, which is what was supposed to be done earlier. And the products were supposed to aid and abet the populace of the planet and the stockpile of the gross domestic surplus of gross domestic surplus of woven and interwoven narcotical affected products, which is a good surplus to have if you're a realist. And it's a lot of money, which is what this war in Ukraine and Russia started over. This is because once it gets to that amount of money, it's a law in Russia and frankly Ukraine as well. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken about the Ukraine thing, but it's a law that they fight over it. It's a law. They're like, that is 1/3 of our money. We are going to fuck you up over this. So they do that every time. Every time. That. They can do it. But it's over $450 trillion. Over $450 trillion every. That's net gross tax revenue stream of over $450 trillion. What we're about to do for Russia after blowing up all the bullcrap, dirty drip factories and Pillhouse Kusarena overburden facility where they're making dosers. And that's what we've been blowing up in Russia. Ukraine been helping. Russia's been in on it itself. I don't know if they're moving land around us between them. They made it about something. It was kind of about that. I know it was. I know it's still probably summer. I know. Everybody. Where's my coffee at? I ain't got a coffee. You know, 3 factories. Excuse me. Gross. 8,000. Currently, those the dirty drifts of Gulag represent. The money was going to Russia, but it was about 6,000 workers. Well, we're going to do 8,000, and really it'd probably be 8,000, 8,426 actually. 8,426 spaces at a place that's equipped to handle 2,139 spaces. Well, workers, but space workers, which is 9,000 spaces. All right, I'm just gonna say it's an old gulag. Don't matter. It's an old gulag in Russia. That's where it's at, and it's built already. It can hold. We're gonna almost max it out, which is incredible. Good. We're gonna have like 5,000 space or 500 spaces in reserve, which is gonna be nice. It's just gonna kind of be like an area. We might be able to do something. Just have an area where it's not fussed on. We can put something there, or we just have spaces in reserve. I like that better, honestly. Build them up to just empty spaces. Or empty spaces there. I don't know. Maybe they tear them down. Empty spaces, I think, was the problem in the first place. Too many empty spaces got overrun by people that have no respect for other people's spaces. Frankly, I'm going to learn this places thing too. I walk around here. I've almost figured the modes thing out. Probably not going to figure any of that out. Yes, ma'am. You, the friendliest forever. They know me as being on the Lucaranda wall. You're on the Lucaranda wall? You know I'm on the Lucaranda wall. You call me your Lucky Lou. Just earlier, on the Lucaranda wall, there's a couple of gentlemen on the Lucaranda wall. They're like, what he did, he gave a code number out for a Lucaranda wall, and now we call it the Lucaranda wall because they're under this liquid wall. Let's see what it does with this. It's giving out the stuff, huh? All on the thing. Let's see this thing. Just all kinds of stuff. It's just good, huh? And sure we can see that stuff behind was good too. All kinds of stuff is fine. Just think about the Ultra. It's flying around. Good, the Lucaranda Walls. Monday, 11. Tuesday at 11. Popular.
Whatever comes next, you can count on United Healthcare to be there with reliable Medicare coverage.
Get the Omaha Steaks' favorite gift package that includes bacon wrapped filet mignon, chicken, burgers, franks, sides, and desserts for just $89.99. That's 65% off. Order now to get 4 free burgers.
Really? Again, like that.
Simplify effects. One drop dramatically reduces brightness for bright.
Yes. All right. Wait. Hold on. Final answer. Locked in with that. Final answer. Oh, I do this for myself. I don't know what that liquid stuff is he's about. Say a thing dumb about mom and being I should like your glasses when you here. She said that he's telling he got 2 beds because he don't care. All the 1 beds are actually expensive. I know. I was thinking about blonde girls. Like, look, honestly, I think we did go up with him. I did. I got in that other bed with her, and he was like, look, I love it. Stay as long as you need to. I got you. You're in the morning, if you're serious. Really? I got, I need sleep. I need it right now. In the morning, though. Really?
1976.
Huh.
That's 1-800-756.
You fucking rumor. Why are we talking about this? We could be talking about what this Ukraine stuff is. What is this distractibility stuff? You got a distractibility level about 10. Honestly, on the man's, I ain't gonna put that stuff out there. I'm on a Ricky scale about 6. I'm just using Ricky. I'm on Ricky 6. Ricky 6. Yeah. Ricky 6. They have something else they know about. Wait, say, he's talking about drilled out of me to my hazing is gone. Even his head's gone. What the fuck is he talking about? Leaving. What the hell? Man, that son of a bitch is smart. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's smart about. I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna smoke weed at this whole thing. I'm gonna need some break right now. I'm gonna tell. My arms are from leaving my arms for later. I'm gonna drink my arms right now. Watch. Put down here and wear it. So when I get laser top. That's how you work. So Shannon, I think. Yep. That's a pocket square. Yeah. Rose fluff.
Charged with sending thousands of dollars of crowds with former president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez. He was convicted for helping cartels traffic hundreds of pounds of cocaine into the U.S. And a real estate developer charged by Trump's own Justice Department with rigging the. Trump has now granted more than 100 pardons. That's more than the last 4 presidential terms combined. That is just this last 11 months. And Liz Lawyer is back with us. And Mark got the old job, Liz. One of the things that we, as soon as we were like, Liz, we have to get Liz on the social sticking around. One of the things that's so, I think a lot of people don't understand is how the party process usually works, right? President Trump said about Poirier, he ran up, no, yeah, but you can sleep well tonight, right? You should probably know who you're arguing for what. But how is the process typically, or who's involved, and how many of the United States have? What do they do?
So typically, are seeking a pardon apply through the Office of the Pardon Attorney, which is typically staffed by nonpartisan career officials in the Justice Department. I was one of those officials. It's never before, as far as I'm aware, been headed by someone like Ed Martin, who's a political operative. People apply, the lawyers in the office examine the applications very carefully, look at the evidence of the person, whether based on merit they are deserving of a pardon. That's a great question. So merit in the context of a pardon generally means you have served your time and paid your debt to society, and you have demonstrated exemplary rehabilitation, remorse, and redemption in the time since your conviction. Pardons are generally reserved for people who serve the community and have rebuilt their life successfully over a lengthy period. So not, for example, somebody who's still in prison just started serving their sentence. Right. And once the office decides that someone is actually a worthy candidate, the FBI then actually goes out and conducts a background investigation to make sure that we haven't missed anything. And only if that background investigation comes back clean is a recommendation made. That's how it ordinarily would work. That is working in any way, shape, or form currently.
It sounds like that takes a lot of time. I was wondering if groveling is part of the process, because the former Honduran president's letter to President Trump. Let me just read this. This is from October 28th. This story. I have suffered political persecution targeted by the Harris administration, not for any wrongdoing, but for political reasons. I knew he was convicted of drug trafficking. Here is the president of the formerly jailed Honduran president convicted of drug trafficking charges. Listen to this. if you had some drug dealers in your country and you're the president, you don't necessarily put the president in jail for 45 years. That was a Biden-inspired witch hunt.
Liz? Apparently, we don't know. Get me on this hill. This is my soapbox. We have no evidence of any of this stuff. But anyway, Liz, back to the.
Yeah, this is not just any drug dealer. Okay, this is a massive drug kingpin who is responsible for exporting hundreds of tons of. So, yes, and he's also the president of a foreign country, responsible for a huge amount of violence and corruption in his own country. And so, of course, this is someone in whom Donald Trump sees something of himself. And all it takes is writing this flattering letter in which he calls him Your Excellency to get himself a pardon. He's serving a 45-year prison sentence. He's only served about a year of it, and now he's been set free while at the same time we're blowing boats out of the water supposedly to stop drugs from coming into our country. It makes no sense. That letter was dated October 28th. Not to stay too far, but is this also a who do you know sort of thing? I mean, why are these people getting expedited? How would that normally work? And how does sort of the everyday Joe Schmo who wants a pardon, maybe he's been unfairly prosecuted, maybe after shouldn't even be serving the prison term, get to the top of the list? It normally takes years, because the vetting process is so rigorous. It is really very intense. You've got to submit a lot of material. You've got to be thoroughly reviewed to make sure you actually are deserving. So the idea that you could get a pardon within a couple of months, that is really unheard of. And what's really an unfortunate consequence of this is there are right now about 19,000 people who have gone through the are piled up with Ed Martin at the office of the pardon attorney. Thorn in favor of people who have no business getting a pardon under any ordinary concept of that relief, but are leveraging political connections and financial wealth to be able to get those pardons.
What do you think this does if you're looking forward, right? Like the Trump administration ends, they continue to do pardons like this to the way you did it. How do you think that changes the perception and the understanding of presidential pardon power and how this can work in the future?
I think that President Trump's use of the pardon power has totally delegitimized the idea of pardons in the eyes of the public, and understandably so, because they've been distributed in a way that's corrupt, and they have gone to people who have committed serious offenses and using them to weaken our democracy and to normalize corruption. So that's unfortunate, because the intent of the framers of our Constitution who gave the president this power was to essentially build a safety valve into our justice system in cases where the outcome is really truly unfairly harsh or unjust. It gave the president the ability to show mercy to people who earned and deserved by the wayside under Donald Trump, and now the American public is really as to why the president has this power at all.
The founders had the idea that the president would be someone of good moral character, but
is that mercy even supposed to politically or philosophically align with the administration's policies? Like, how much was it in your job permit to provide advice to the president to say, pardoning this person with your criminal justice policies, or for example, when you're looking at the Honduran president, then that pardon directly contradicting his state mission in Venezuela? Right. Well, that's a pardon that no president in history other than Donald Trump would have even considered granting. But in general, it's up to the president ultimately to decide what policies are and which pardons are consistent with it. The attorney is intentionally nonpartisan, and it's existed in some form for about 150 years, so that the president will get neutral advice that's separate from partisan politics, that's really just based on a consistent set of principles. And those principles are grounded in what is good for the American people, what's good for our justice system, what's good for the rule of law, that makes our justice system fairer. And that's the reason having an attorney, obviously, Ed Martin is the opposite end of the spectrum from that, and he's not giving Donald Trump the type of advice that he's supposed to be getting from a pardon attorney. No one's got an education with Liz Oyer. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for having me. Still ahead, Trump is still minimizing Americans' concerns about affordability. Now, Here's midterms. Congressman Jim Clark, the dean of the House, joins us next. We're watching the weekend.
It looks like an ordinary staircase, but as you age with occasional nerve discomfort that can feel like stabbing. Sometimes stairs can bring worry. As a result, I've seen it in my patients, but I didn't truly understand it until I got it myself. So now, I take Nervive.
Nervive reduces occasional nerve discomfort. It combines neurotropic B vitamins with a clinically studied amount of ALA, which reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days in your hands and feet. World's #1 nerve care brand.
With Revive, I'm safe, and my days start with less occasional burning in my hands and feet. I'm moving through my house with confidence, and I'm getting around town. Getting older happens, and living with occasional nerve discomfort doesn't have to. Try Revive like I did, and get your freedom back.
Find Nervive at these retailers near you. Feel confident.
Sail through the heart of cities and unforgettable scenery with Viking. Unpack once and get closer to iconic landmarks, local life, and cultural treasures. Because when you experience Europe on a Viking longship, you'll spend less time getting there and more Viking, exploring the world with comfort.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms, like lack of interest and negative thoughts, can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase fees in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling of pain, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
Your bathroom should be a place of comfort and peace, your happy place. At PJ Fitzpatrick, we know that transforming your bath can transform.
Shoppers in need of a refresher or remodeling to make it safer. Call PJ for free in-home consultation. You can have a luxurious new walk-in shower in just 1 day, all backed by a famous lifetime warranty. This month, save half on installation and take advantage of our 12-month no interest and no payment financing.
Don't wait. Call PJ Fitzpatrick today and get the bath of your dreams.
Even heart. Sweet, sweet adventure just go. Futures.
And that's one for baby.
Let's take a look at this here.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors and chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
After weeks of President Trump dismissing affordability concerns as a Democrat hoax and con job, the White House is scrambling to shift its message. On Tuesday, Trump traveled to Pennsylvania to promote the economic agenda, a reset coming as polls consistently show Americans believe his failing to improve their cost of living. The shift follows yet another warning sign from Republicans. And then we went back over performance in Tennessee's high special election on Tuesday, where affordability dominated the campaign. In the districts, Trump won last year by 22 points. The Republican candidate won by just 9. And across nearly 60 special elections over the past year, Democrats have improved on the 2024 margins by an average of 13 points. But math skills there, much of it driven by voter frustration over rising costs. Now, majority leader Chuck Schumer is urging Democrats to push affordability, focus legislation, and make it the defining issue of 2026 midterms. And Democrats replicate the gains they saw this week. Analysts say they could flip the House as many as 40 House seats next year. I think that's what we can call new wave. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman James Pfizer of South Carolina. He's the author of a new book that first speaks the personal history of the pioneering Black congressman who shaped the nation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to start with some news of this week. The Supreme Court just greenlit racially gerrymandered maps in Texas. They also agreed.
Fine, that. Just that. Please. That. Final answer. That. Oh, you crazy bitch. It's just not. Fucking crazy bitch. It says that. Please. I got breakfast and lunch if I play it right. Weed store. No. Another one?
After Americans that served in Congress from South Carolina before me. The problem is, and that's what I've written the book, there are 95 years between number 8 and number 9. What became of the Civil War?
Weeks.
And
Week shoots. Weeks.
as well as a
Bank.
very
In a weed store, huh?
understanding Congress,
Because the other place in town, as far as the regular son,
but
goes
our
for
democracy,
that.
there will be
Right.
fulfilled as promised in the Constitution.
Crazy
That you made a reversal.
Good idea.
In the 1876 presidential election, which led to what we now know as Jim Crow. It's not
Bank.
a sound of warning. Cautionary tale in this book
We call them loose.
showing what happened back then is happening almost
Little story.
today.
Shoots, I get it.
And we have a Supreme Court now, and that Supreme Court was there. When these things happen, a lot of people read about the slaughterhouse cases, and all of those cases that led up to what Plessy versus Ferguson would separate but equal as law of the land. I see the same thing with the Supreme Court as it done in Texas.
Maybe Roots will be on live stream recording thing. I forgot I did. Been running. I'm counting your food.
Here in South Carolina, trying to turn the clock.
What does it for me? Well, that and my child spawn in her belly. She likes that. Child, huh?
Everything.
She likes it.
We started out way back in the 1940s. It started before 1960.
No, ask him to take it.
Different congressman needs to sort of
Pregnancy
answer the
stuff.
question I asked is if the Supreme Court comes back this term and basically does away with the Voting Rights Act, will that blunt presumed blue wave that Jack mentioned in the intro, but also what would that do to African American representation throughout Congress?
Well, it would lessen African American representation, no question about that, and it may go, but it will not prevent. I think this blue wave is coming simply because many more Americans believe
Stop. Yeah.
or even the Supreme Court.
Man, I almost called you bitch. What? Yeah. No, I'm just gonna go on and do it. Bitch, I just wanted to know if you were all right and what the fuck was going on. You practice rules. I got a bit veered off course yesterday. In rule 6.84, I lost it. I made it far. Final rule, didn't I?
And I can tell you, the wave is coming. And we have to see.
Fucker. Come right around, you don't fuck with me. Everybody gets it. Oh, I get him. He just put his whole being into busting your face. Oh, I just see my husband walking out. He's right-handed. He walks like he's right-handed.
something done. This year, Speaker Johnson says that Republicans have some kind of healthcare plan that they will be unveiling at some point.
What the fuck you just say? No, fuck that. Somebody fine about it. I'm pissed, man. I done called a bitch like 4 times already today by my count. I fucking hate that might even being a bitch. And forget the last name. I was using Aaron and you as you knew. I thought sexually, but that's not even true at all either. No. Never sexually at all. I met her sexually like 1 time and then I forgot all about her. I just forgot about me. It's normal. It's like, all right. Bye. Yep. All right, where you there?
Some of the will. Robert J. Reed has already demonstrated that. You've heard that from the field as well. Remember, they were really voting. No Republicans was to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. We still remember that great moment when one Republican won. That's what I was talking about last night in the country of Josh Benton. The power of one. That one, John McCain, put a stop to that foolishness.
Look, sir, Justice. I'm getting serious. I can turn it up. You keep turning it down. Why? Please support. I'll tell you why. You know, I'll tell you why. Yes, sir. Mr. Justice. Sir Justice. Nobody called me Sir Justice. Anyone. The Justice card calls me Sir Justice. Nobody calls me Sir Justice. Nobody calls me Professor either. I hate that for myself. Well, Professor, I'm not gonna call you Professor. Right answer, Justice. I'm gonna probably call you. I just keep on how we do it. That's good. I like that for us, huh? Somebody else can start calling me Sir Justice. You're damn right. Leaving. Right.
Thank you very much, as always, for coming to the
They'll call you Sir Justice to leave though. Watch.
And we'll have more
I'm gonna make that happen for myself.
in a moment.
All right.
Stay with
Yep.
Next
Right.
hour, we'll talk with Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison about Trump's continued
Or Justice.
the state
Depends,
and
yeah. I believe so.
immigrants. We're watching the weekend
I don't know.
on MS Now.
Forward.
Early.
Nice.
Headache.
Sir Justice.
The max strength liquid pain reliever that
No,
starts
it
working
is.
fast. Painquil, the aches, pain, strains, head pounding, backache, flex pain fast.
Justice.
Money pause, dirty shoes,
Oh.
endless cleaning, your
Justices
floors
of
never seem to stay
court.
clean.
Actually,
Now
not
it's a
these
simple
justices
solution.
of the court.
Money mat.
And a Justice Clerk.
Microfiber mat that
Justice
traps
Guard,
dirt
he's the Chief
instantly.
Justice.
Engineered with thousands of
Eight
advanced
other
ultra-soft microfibers
justices.
that are 5 times
Right
more
now,
absorbent than ordinary doormats.
gotta be
Money
10,
mat
though.
doesn't just catch dirt, it locks it in.
Not that it matters.
Whether it's mud, snow, sand,
It
or
always
water,
matters, but
every
normally
step on your
it's
new
tied
money mat
because
makes your floor spotless.
that's
And
their
its
job.
reinforced rubber
Yeah,
backing
there's
keeps
10
it
of them.
firmly
There's
in
9 of
place.
them
No
now.
more slipping or sliding.
Oh wait, there's 10. There's 1 and 9 others.
Kitchen,
There's 10.
bathroom,
They're
or
not
even
handled.
under your pet's food bowl, Money Mat absorbs up to 5 times more water. And when it's time for a cleanup, just toss it in the washing machine and it comes out looking as good as new.
Dog parents,
So,
this is a must have.
to your
My
court,
floors
he's worried
have
about.
never been so clean. I mean, both rooms
Crazy.
and just
That's why there's a Chief Justice.
sparkling.
I've got money. That's a whole. I even use one for that. That's why I'm halfway pissed off. Anger. Hot man. Just hot man. Hot man. I just want to stop touching that bed like that. Every time he walks by, he gets that bed like that. I'm hot man.
I even found my puppy
But,
sleeping on that instead of his bed. It worked so well, I bought 3 more so I could put them all over my house.
You just place the money.
Commander in Chief,
at the door and you'll say,
say your country, United States, is myself. They have to always be. Really, unless you take into account I live
Or
here.
simply
Ha.
scan the QR code right now to
Dang.
claim an incredible 70% off and get your free Money Mat today. But hurry, this exclusive
Or
offer
else
is
it-
available
Only
only for
people in the
limited
job,
time.
but
Once they are
it's
gone,
not
they are
really
gone.
going to
Don't
change
let their
all that
team
much.
delay.
You know, the
Join
president
thousands of
is
satisfied
good. I don't want
customers who
that
have
job.
already transformed their homes with Money Mat. Act now. Clean floors, happy homes.
5.5
Call
years.
1-800-505-1878.
It's not me, and you'll win because I don't even think I'm going to run right. To be honest, I have other things to do.
cannot afford to overpay
Normal.
money. I'm always here to help. Show me Carfax.
Carfax can show up guaranteed max price, so you don't have to overpay. Always look for me and shop millions of great deals at Carfax.com.
I used to think all money managers were the same, but Fisher Investments is different.
How different are they really?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, and they reach out proactively.
They probably invest in a bunch of mutual funds like other money managers.
No, they build a tailored portfolio based on your personal goals, needs, and more.
Well, they probably have a complex fee structure.
No, Fisher has a transparent fee that's a percentage.
So we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States.
Who's going to be one of the time? We're trying to decide who's going to talk. Go ahead. Affordability is to Donald Trump a few words, and then that gave me an idea for this next column that I did. So let's play the sock roundup of him calling affordability out these different names.
The word affordability is a con job by the Democrats. The word affordability is a Democratic scam. Affordability is a hoax that was started by Democrats. It's a con job. I think affordability is the greatest con job.
So, he's been saying that for a while, and what struck me was that Donald Trump is false. It's usually pretty good reading the room and kind of understanding what's going to land, and this is your complete inability to be able to do that this time around, and that is going to be an albatross around the neck. It already has been of Republicans in 2025. I think it's going to get worse in 2026. He's going to do his tour, but he has never been able to stay on message for long. And Sarah Matthews, we had on the show, she was this is a quote that she told me in this column. There would be times where I was helping prep the then press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, for briefings, and I would say, well, this is what we really should be saying because this will help them with this group of voters. I remember many times Kayleigh telling me, I can't go out there and say that at the podium because that's not what he wants me to say. His rich, I've always been rich gut, it seems that affordability is not something that actually matters.
In the song that we just played, to me it reminds me of he has a good gut, but he also has this desire to want to alter reality.
Yes.
That if he keeps saying something's a con job, is a scam, that the rest of America, oh, well, right, the president is right. And that's not working because I think you were the first one to say this at the table, but it's true. You can't tell somebody that things are affordable when they're going to the supermarket and they know because eggs were $1 yesterday and they're now $1.50 this afternoon.
You can't trick people into thinking their reality, the money that's leaving their wallets, isn't the money that's leaving their wallets.
And in typical Trumpian fashion, out loud, which is he was so frustrated at the end of the week after the election in November that he said during the news conference with the Hungarian Prime Minister, the reason I don't want to talk about affordability, everybody knows it is far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden.
And it's not true.
Not true.
It's not true.
We would call that if we weren't going to a thesaurus to look for the word, we call that a lie.
Correct.
There's so much more ahead on the weekend, including the very latest on the suspect arrested in the January. And remember, if you've got a question or comment for us at home, check us out on Blue Sky or Instagram and drop us a line. Our producers will surprise us with them later on in the show. Remember, our new handle everywhere is at The Weekend MS Now.
Still dealing with Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently and it's a once daily pill.
When symptoms try to take control, I got rapid relief with Rinvoq. Check.
Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting steroid-free remission of Rinvoq. Check.
Rapid symptom relief. Visible repair of the intestinal lining.
And lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor. Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take it. Infection. Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Wow.
Yeah, can you believe what's happening at VisionWorks? You can use this year's benefits before they expire.
More wow.
Use your vision benefits before they expire. VisionWorks. See the difference.
Now me show this NFL mom a clip about her son.
We need to do something about that. Kevin Tyler, I'm gonna show you how to rinse that odor out.
That smells a lot better. Rinse impossible odors out in one wash.
So I'm sensing a bit of tension between you two.
Well, our heart attack was a wake-up call, but I still feel like we need more to avoid another one. Hell, and I take statins, right? And we're getting worried it's not enough. I just wanted to ask our doctor about what happened.
Well, you should listen to her.
Dramatically lowers LDL-C by 62% and drops the risk of having a heart attack by 27%. Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Common side effects include runny nose,
Twisted in a fucking
symptoms, lower
fuck
blood
spiral.
symptoms, high blood sugar, and redness
Baron's
skin
rules.
at the injection site.
You were right.
Our LDL-C is in a better place.
So we're
Baron.
Listen to your heart.
Baron Ricoranta Trumpin.
At Humana, we believe
His
your
name.
health care should evolve with you.
Makeshift Air Force One, been fashioned to look like different things. It's called a Charanda shack.
With original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor
helped him
office
design
visits,
it.
but you'll have to pay a deductible for each.
To see about.
A Medicare supplement plan pays for some or all of your
Trapped in
original
your own design. Frankly,
but
again.
you may have
Just gonna put your history up there
and
again.
no prescription drug
Once
coverage.
again, came to God
Humana
Himself.
Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans
Help.
include
Once
medical
again, G
coverage
Corp, Shell
plus
Corporation.
prescription drug coverage.
Even
With
though
$0
the Shell
copays
Corporation
on hundreds of
actually
prescriptions.
is.
All plans
The rest of
include
them.
coverage for dental, vision, and hearing.
You'll
And
see.
there's a cap on your out-of-pocket costs. To see if Humana plans are available in your
It's
area,
gonna come to your
simply
aid
call the
again.
number on your screen or visit our website. The
Our children
Medicare
are
annual
not
enrollment period ends on December 7th, so call now.
So there's
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Democracy under siege. Join Rachel Maddow for a primetime special as she talks with historian Timothy Snyder about the rise of authoritarianism and how to meet the moment. Friday at 9 on MS Now.
debatable whose son
Fandango at home with festive
day
holiday
is.
fun to watch for free.
Sorry.
Unwrap holiday magic for free. Streaming now on Fandango at home.
I feel like pulling up though.
Law enforcement officials are still trying to determine the motive of the Virginia man who was arrested this week, accused of planting pipe bombs outside the
Just have to let the
DNC
stream
and
go
RNC headquarters
for
in
all the
Washington,
time.
D.C. the night
Stop
before
it.
the January 6th
For
riot.
you, stop
In
it.
his
Wait,
first
I
court
hear you.
appearance yesterday,
In my
30-year-old
ear.
Brian Cole Jr. disclosed that he had already spoken with FBI agents